Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm RuudDevil, and yes, I know what you're thinking. This was the same map where Mac and I actually demonstrated that explosive mines could not kill Sauron. Or at least I'm thinking it was this map. This map looks familiar regardless. Anyway, today is another Age of the Ring cast featuring myself as Dogaldor. And we're up against, the ladies love him. And the guys love him too. It's Cammy Fries as Mordor. So this was just, 1v1, just us, having a fun little game. We're on, I think this map's just called Rohan, actually. And this map's actually pretty cool because you have access to an outpost really close to your base, so sort of easy to defend. The only problem is that there's this massive cave troll. And you've got these two lone towers in the middle of the map, which, obviously you get control of the middle if you garrison these, but they also give you amazing vision as well. So, Cammy's Mordor. I know kind of what to expect. He likes to pump out those Nazgul. He likes to pump them good, and he likes to spam out those Orc Archers. So, knowing this, I'm thinking, well, my Orc Jailers, particularly with the debuff, they're not really gonna hold up. So, the tried and true, if we can just get to Ravagers, we can just trample those Orc Archers, we can get in there, and we can, we can do a lot of damage. The problem is that will I have enough time to get them before he attacks me? Well, that's kind of hard to do. Since, they cost like $650 to upgrade, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's expensive to upgrade, basically. I made Thrain right off the bat because I actually think he's one of the best, early heroes in the game. He can actually kill the wargs, but he's not strong enough to destroy the lair before they respawn. So I was actually lucky not to lose Thrain there. That could be kind of embarrassing. Anyway, Cammy's moving up with his Orc Archers, as I knew he would! And he garrisons the Lone Towers. I actually wanted to do that initially, but kind of got sidetracked. I sort of had a mini vendetta against these wargs, so I kind of got sidetracked. I could have easily got the Hunters out earlier and gone in there. But yeah, I got sidetracked, which is kind of silly of me. But if we switch to Cammy's vision, as you can see, with just this one, he can see right up to the edge of my base here. And, whereas me, I can barely see past these trees. So, the vision is just as good as the fact that you have a garrisoned, tower. Anyway, I went with the Rabble because, they're cheaper than the Orc Jailers, but also, Thrain gives them an armor boost and experience boost. And if we can just get them to level 2, then we get, free Risen Dead, and we don't need a, Spire of Sorcery for any of that. I was getting the Orc Archers as well, just for a bit of presence. And also, I was actually very lucky not to lose this Shade, because these Archers, he's garrisoned both now, because he moves so damn fast. Yeah, he kept interrupting the building, but I didn't lose the Shade. Which is weird, because I thought the Shade died if you interrupted the building. I currently have another Rabble. And, this is actually an imbalance I've found out on this map. The top player here, the Cave Troll is away from the player. Now, it's still close enough to aggro the Cave Troll, but if we look down here, the Cave Troll is actually on the right-hand side of the outpost, so if you wanted to do what I'm doing and just stealth cap it, you'd have to go all the way around like a wide berth. So it's like a minor imbalance, I know, but it still feels like an imbalance nonetheless. Anyway, Cammy doesn't look like he's going for any of the free Orcs, he's just going for Pikes, and he's got 3 Archers already. And, yeah, he's having to pay more for his Pikes. But I guess they're more reliable than the Orc Warriors. Anyway, I guess through sheer volume we actually managed to kill the Cave Troll. I was actually kind of surprised there. But we have the outpost and we got the money from that Troll. And I know that Cammy's going to use that sweet, sweet Troll money to get his heroes out. So in the back of my mind I'm thinking, well, we got to get Crimple out. I want to get Ravagers out, I'm upgrading it. But Crimple is more important because we can summon units straight away with Crimple. And we can nerf enemy armor as well. So comboing Crimple with Ravagers is just really good because he just reduces enemy armor around him. And then you can just kill heroes and pretty much anything a lot faster. So I was actually surprised how passive Cammy was being. Oh god, the dog's home. You can hear them barking, laddie! Just try to ignore it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I was actually surprised how passive Cammy was being. I was expecting to be harassed and attacked. I'm guessing he didn't because it's actually quite a small map, so it's hard to harass. I did catch a glimpse of his army here. We're on my cam, so this is the vision I see. I did catch a glimpse of his army here, and I was really scared by the number of archers here. I sent Thrain down here to just make love to a tree like some weird pervert. And the rabble, I didn't know what to do with. I'm like, hey, you can just scout for me, and you can do random shit. Anyway, the Dungeon Master himself, Crimple, is here. And, yeah, this one, Master's Command. He gets 2 abilities level 1, and they're both excellent. I made the, Spider Lair. Purely because I wanted to harass with Felbrood, because Felbrood are actually really good harass. They move really fast and they do a lot of damage. But they actually come in handy later because they're like minor calves, so they do minor trample. And against Orc Archers, minor trample is still pretty damn good trample. So the spiders do a good job here. So Thrain, I don't know what the hell I was doing with Thrain here. Do I seriously go to attack the slaughterhouse? Oh jeez, what the hell was I thinking? Anyway, so a fight starts up here. Lots of Orc Archers, but I mean, I just had one Orc Hunter. I wasn't that bothered about it. So long as I didn't lose Crimple, I was fine. I was saving my summon because it was just gonna die. Like, I'm grossly outnumbered here. I'm just gonna die. I sent my spiders down here to destroy the slaughterhouse and the outpost, and you see how quickly they got to the end of the map. It's really good. So I'm kind of on the back foot here. I've got the Whites debuffing me. I see his Nazgul, because of course he gets the Nazgul out to debuff me. But I had my first set of Ravagers. Building the Spire of Sorcery as well. I actually meant to use this defensively, but it actually came in hand offensively, and you'll see why later. And, yeah, Ravagers, they cost 600. They can't receive heavy armor or forged blades. Instead, they just compensate for being naturally really tanky. And a pretty generous build speed as well. Anyway, the trample was nerfed in the last patch, but it's still pretty decent. But once we get close to the Orc Archers, he can't do any damage, basically. He can't do any damage with these Orc Archers. They're just going to do nothing. So even though he massively outnumbers me here, the Ravagers are just going to cut through him. Because there's just nothing they can do here. The stun comes out because, of course, Doggoldor has one of the best tier 1 stuns in the game. Or tier 1 powers in the game. And he's got double Nazgul here. But still, these Orc Archers aren't going to do much damage. I got another Felbrood out. And sort of demonstrating that trample. As I said, I meant to get them for harass. It was actually at this point I remembered, oh yeah, they can actually trample. And they actually net me a lot of power points, if we go back to me. I'm on 9 power points. Every time I seem to trample these Orc Archers, I got so many power points. Anyway, if you look down here, Slaughterhouse gone, Outpost gone, and now my spiders are now destroying the lumber mill, and you can see just how annoying these are. I never upgraded them because I just expected them to lose them. It seemed like a waste of money. But yeah, Felbrood are really good harass. I would recommend using them if you're up against someone that's, I don't know, prone to just sort of tunnel vision. Even though I did destroy Kami's outpost, he did capture mine like a little bastard. And over here, I for some reason thought spiders could capture signal fires, which I learned they couldn't. Anyway, built the Spire of Sorcery, which I never do this early on, but I've been hearing lots of stories about how powerful Harbingers of Shadow are. They're like the semi-heroic unit of Doggoldor. Limited to 3, and I've already got one out already. And really, Doggoldor's about quality over quantity. I mean, you can go quantity if you want, but at this stage in the game, I just kind of wanted to get quality units, that's why we got Ravagers. Anyway, we got one... Where'd they go? We got one Harbinger, and we got another one on the way. At level 2, they can decrease armor per hit. And by default, they can actually summon wraiths on buildings. Oh no, at level 3, sorry, they get that. And I never used that once, I forgot about it actually. But I've never actually seen the power used, and I kind of wish I remembered. Anyway, so I got Felbrood running around destroying these towers. They're not... I mean, I think I'd be able to destroy, but with the Mouth of Sauron there, yeah, I was never going to get it. Anyway, counter-attacking here. Nazgul dismounted. Not a smart plan. Nazgul cannot run away effectively. And look at these Harbingers of Shadows. Look at the Nazgul's health just whittle away, and he's dead. Nazgul are amazing for the debuff and good with a massive support, but he was outnumbered there, and Ravagers and Harbingers just cut him down. Level 6 Crimple already. We've got the Dungeon Master. which is just a annoying little building that we can just spawn a rabble from. It's actually kind of useful, really. But one more level, and we can summon Ravagers from our summon, which is really useful. Anyway, Mouth of Sauron comes in. It's like almost a carbon copy of the last time I faced Kami as Mordor. Double Nazgul and Mouth of Sauron. And honestly, any other faction I'd have to just exclusively go into Cav and just hope he doesn't get a lot of pikes. But with Dog Guldur, just how tanky these Ravagers are, and with these Harbingers of Shadow as well, which I now have 2, maybe 3 actually. Yep, there's the 3rd one coming out now. It's just really... I mean, they just cut through these orcs like nothing. Anyway, Mouth of Sauron's actually surrounded here, but he does have some orcs that allow him to pass through. And from all these orcs that I'm just cutting down, I've got my tier 2 already, and 10 points here. And if we look at Kami, he's not even hit the tier 2 yet. He's just about to hit it, basically. Harbingers of Shadow. Just tanking these orc archers like our boss. These are semi-heroic. And the beautiful spiders come in as well. Lovely, lovely level up. So, I'm just pumping out Ravagers. Anytime I hit 600, boom, Ravagers coming out. Getting some Hunters, I don't know, just for a bit of variety. Didn't want to just solo with a Ravager, or have them be the mainstay. Like, it's good to have a bit of variety, I guess. But, yeah, my first time using Harbingers of Shadows, like, in an actual PvP game. And they've actually done really well so far. And again, they're expensive, but they got fast build time as well. Nothing actually happened here. This Signal Fire was kind of busy. And he rebuilt the outpost like a bastard. So 1 tower down, 1 to go. And I'm pretty sure I'm at 12. If I can get Darkness, he has no way to counter Darkness unless he gets his own Darkness. Which, Darkness with units this strong, just that extra bit of armor and damage, yeah, it's such a massive advantage over the enemy. It's why those weather effects are so good if you can get them out first. Anyway, getting tons of power points from this Felbrew Trample. It says they're minor trample, but I mean, their trample seems better than Riders of the Mark, honestly. Although I guess they are more expensive than Riders of the Mark. Anyway, Darkness comes out. Global damage and armor, global leadership. These things which weren't able to be killed, I mean, they're even more unkillable now. I did see Moloch, and I wasn't that concerned about it. I did Imprison on Mouth of Sauron, I mean, just because. Summoned my dungeon on Moloch just to annoy him. And the cage doesn't actually debuff the hero. It just inspires fear around it. So that's why Mouth of Sauron was still lasting a long time in the prison. It doesn't actually debuff. It's not like Azog. Anyway, this was actually a bit of a concern. So I pop Crimple's summon because it does come with Spearman. And he's just trying to cycle charge me. But with tanky units like Ravagers and with the Harbingers, really not much to worry about. It makes it so easy. Now, even the mighty Moloch is no match for me. He retreats. He does some good damage. Leveled up to level 3, but he only has the resistance to arrows. He gets really nasty at level 8. He would have been unkillable there. But it's a long way to get level 8. And you can hear by the announcer that I'm just getting constant Ravagers. Look, queuing up another one already. As soon as they come out. I mean, Ravagers are just so tanky. And, I mean, the damage they do to structures is just icing on the cake, really. So the Nazgul come in. They really can't do anything by themselves, Nazgul. They need to just debuff for other units to then kill. And I don't think Moloch's going to get away here. And he does not. So I'm actually making Dark Rebel. I made 1 there. And, or actually I made 2, actually. But it was purely just to annoy him, just to give him extra headaches. I wasn't actually expecting this. The Catapult comes out, not really sure why. I think he was just looking for answers to my Ravages, and maybe the Catapult with its fire damage was an answer. But immediately saw it, nothing to protect it, dead. These Felbrood come in again. Destroy the outpost. He has some units up here, but I'm not really concerned about it because he's just... I mean, if you're in the Ascendancy, don't go back. Just keep going. Put your enemy under pressure. Make them worry about you rather than you worry about them. I've lost a few units, but nothing that major because I can just... I can actually replenish my Ravagers so quickly. I'm at 950 command points. What's Kami at? Kami's at 400 because I've just been destroying his slaughterhouses. And he can't get out. I'm at 15 points from all the orcs. I'm not... I was really surprised at how quickly I was getting power points, honestly. Anyway, if you notice the little orange glow around my units, oh, it literally just ended. But that was how long darkness lasted. That was how much I got out of darkness. I got a couple of hero kills and a couple of building kills. Anyway, war crimes committed, but we'll door, so it's fine. And then really, it's just a matter of time here. I think Kami's going to try and get his heroes back. Oh no, he did get Mouth of Sauron back. I don't know how he afforded to replenish these heroes every time. But I got 2,000 in the bank, almost 1,000 command points. 16 points, so I could go for... because Dark Hysteria does go into Wither, which would have done a number on his fortress, and then I could have just capitalized on it. But I kind of wanted to put the Fear of God into him, so I was actually saving up for the Leshen, just because that's, I mean, such an awesome tier 4 power. Crimple here really should have died. I still have the summon. He's low, so I pop it off before he dies. And I told him... I thought I put him on hold ground stance. But AI... I mean, he's just so bloodthirsty. Just the aggro range. He goes right back into the Nazgul. Look how low he gets before I realize. That's how low he gets. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. You're going on a hold ground and you're going to go hide next to this building. You should go... There he goes. Hold ground and then just stay. Anyway... The little attachments are kind of annoying, and not all my Ravagers are hitting the fortress, that's why it's lasting so long. But I wasn't that bothered about the order of... Well, I wasn't really bothered about how little they were hitting it, because we were going to win anyway at this point. Darkness is almost back, so with the Signal Fire, if your Darkness lasts the entire duration, you really only... Oh, and now it's over. And you really only have to wait, like, less than a minute, or maybe like 2 minutes before you can get... Darkness back again. It's just such an advantage. Anyway, that was a 1v1 I had with Kami. Really kind of a blitz. I was actually surprised, and I think... I don't know, I feel like if you can get the early Ravagers out, especially with Mordor that doesn't really have dedicated cavalry, except for the Cataphracts, which are really late game, it's really hard to counteract Ravagers, and I'll have to do some theory crafting on that to see how to get around it. But yeah, once those Ravagers came out, especially with the Harbingers to counter his heroes, really hard to get back in that for Kami. Anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed. And yeah, it's funny how much there was to talk about. I tried to actually... This is actually me trying to speak slowly in the cast, but yeah, it was amazing how much there was actually to cover in that. Anyway, there'll be more casts coming in the future, so stay tuned for that. And see you next time. Bye-bye.